Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Eric and welcome to my channel, Summoner's Battleground, where I'm showing off my collectible card game of the same name. I've been showing my nature deck to my card game in depth. You can go back and watch all those videos if you haven't seen or watched those yet. And my card game is available on thegamecrafter.com. Pick up a couple of decks and play them and tell me what you think, if you like. In this video, I'm going to rapid fire through my whole aquatic deck. I know my last video was in depth and I was showing off a whole lot of stuff, but to be honest, a lot of the cards in the aquatic deck are similar to the ones in the nature deck, so I'm going to just show those really quickly, and then the ones that are exclusive to the aquatic deck, I will go into depth on those. So starting right here with the avatars. This is level 1 aquatic Kalika. Name Kalika. It's an aquatic type. Class is crustacean. No ability. Level 1, power 3. This is the little serial number down here, so I can keep track of them. And this card is a common. Moving on, this is Kalika Raw, aquatic crustacean, and this one has an ability. And the ability, it's called Explore. When in play, the caster may search their deck for one card and add it to their hand without showing their opponent. This is a pretty good ability. You can search your deck for any of the cool gear cards, or maybe a counter or even an incantation, as I've showed in my past videos. So level 2, this would be pretty early in the game. You would use this ability, and it could, theoretically give you a pretty good leg up early in the match. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not. I'm going to do it again. Level 2, and his power level is 6. Moving on. Kalika Ra Air Breather. So he's went from a small little crab in a little shell to this big crustacean with a long tail. And this is so you can see his evolution. Now he's sort of just propped up a little bit out of the water. Same type and class, no ability. Level 3, power level 11, and he is a common. Kalika Ra, the Scavenger, same as the last one, level 4, power 16, common. And finally, the last guy, Kalika Ra, Maximum Hunter. I'm going to get as close as I can with the camera. You can see right here he's drooling, he's hungry, he needs to hunt. And I really like how the artwork came out about this. It did a nice little light filter around here, so it just zooms in on him. I love the rocks and the waves that I did in this picture. And moving on, you know the type, you know the class. Now this one is the only other one that has an ability on the starter deck, and it's Explore again, but this is a enhanced version of it, because the ability reads, when in play, the caster may search the deck for 2 cards and add them to their hand without showing their opponent. So yeah, once you get to this guy, you can get any 2 cards you want from your deck without showing your opponent and adding them to your hand, and that's a really good thing, because once level 5 is down, how the game is structured, or how I want it structured, is your soul, or which are my version of hit points, life points, whatever you want to call them, would be in trouble. So once you have this guy out, that'll totally help out in beating your opponent. Level 5, power level 21, and he is a common. And I'm going to show off my idols again, just like I did in past videos. These are between your opponent and your soul. And resistance 5. So you need a avatar or support unit that's at least 5 or more to break this one. And then it keeps going. 10, 15, 20. All right, those are the idols really quickly. I've showed them in a past video. I'm just showing them again to, to remind you guys. Then you have this guy, the support unit. This unit can only be summoned while an aquatic type avatar is in play. Also, this unit's power will be equal to the amount of soul given when summoned. The limit is 20 power. And that's, so you don't give him 50 and he's suddenly unstoppable. I capped most of them at a certain power level so it would be fair for opponents to beat them. Yeah, you get 3 copies, and this fish is exclusive to the aquatic deck. I'm thinking about making packs in the future, so maybe I'll add some other fishy or water types to this game in the future, but for right now, that's just kind of it. I'm going to go through the gear cards first, which I've showed in a past video. This one's exclusive to the aquatic deck. 700-pound anchor costs 4. Ability reads, when cast, this gear will increase one aquatic type avatar's power by +4. Also, when this gear is destroyed, draw 1 card. That's a very useful card. Sorry, it's common. Amazing Magical Mushroom. I've showed this in a past video. If you want to pause to read, go ahead, but I'm just going to skip right over this one because I've read it before. I've gone through this one before too. A couple seconds to pause, and I will be moving on. Okay. Mask of Tragedy. I've shown this one before too. I'm sorry, I'm not planning this. I've just shown all these before, and I don't want to show them again. So pause if you want to read the effect, or go back and read the, watch the old video on it. X-ray specs. I'm just gonna keep this theme alive, so pause it if you want to read it. Same with this one. Okay, here we go. This one's exclusive to the aquatic deck. Aqua Bow. When cast, this gear will increase one aquatic type card's power by +2 until it is destroyed. It's a very nice generic power increase weapon. Beastmade Hammer. I've talked about this one in a past video. Pause if you want to read it. And moving on. Unstable Ruby. I'm sorry, most of these are doubles from my other deck, and I'm really trying not to skip over these, so pause if you want to read it, but I'm not going to show the same cards I've already went in detail on in a video before. So now we move on to incantations. I've showed this one in a past video, A Rift Between Dimensions. It's a really cool card. Pause if you want to read the ability, and we're moving on. Graceful Gift. Same thing with this one. Okay, now this one is a exclusive, Hunter v Prey, exclusive to the aquatic deck. Ability reads, when cast, this incantation will let the caster draw 3 cards from their deck. Any non-incantations must be sent to the void. If the caster controls an aquatic type avatar, then any non-incantations can be put back into the deck and shuffled. So this card doesn't only have to be used with the aquatic deck, but if you have it with the aquatic deck, it's much more useful. Snapback. I'm pretty sure I brought this one up in a prior video. Nice uncommon card. Pause if you want to read it. And moving on. Top Off. This is just a drawn 1 card covered in the past video. Moving on. Smite. I have talked about this one in a past video, but I just really love this card, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in this video if you haven't seen the past video. Cost 8. Smite's ability reads, when cast this turn only, this incantation will send the opponent's opposing caster's entire hand to the void. I'm sorry about that. And this is the only rare card in the whole starter deck. And I didn't want, like 4 or 5 rares in a starter deck. And I don't like super rare, ultra rare, blah, blah, blah. When a card's rare, it's rare. And that's, you know, what I like to stick with. So common, uncommon, and rare are the only card designations I'm going to have in my trading card game. So, you know, sorry, I'm not going to have some super ultra rare in the future. That's just how it is and how I want it. This one's exclusive to the Aquatic Deck, cost 3. Search the Depths. This is the C4. Here's a crack with weird eyes and tentacles coming out, and here's a little submarine coming towards to explore. Ability reads, when cast, if the caster controls an aquatic type avatar, this incantation will let the caster search their deck for one card and add it to their hand, then shuffle their deck. So similar to the avatar's ability, this deck is about drawing cards, and that's how you get one up on your opponent. My nature deck was more of adding more points to your soul or life or whatever you want to call it. And this one's a common. Forgot to mention that. Take 1. Shown in a past video. Pause if you want to read. And we will be moving on in a couple seconds. The Great Eye. Covered this in a past video. It allows each opponent to look at the top card of their opponent's deck. And that wraps it up for the incantations. Now we're moving on to the counters. Right off the bat, this one's exclusive to the Aquatic Deck, costs 6. Water Prison. Here's a little dude trapped in an underwater bubble. You can see air bubbles coming out of his mouth right here. I really like this artwork. Ability reads, when cast, this counter can stun the opposing caster's attacking avatar for 2 turns. This card can only be activated while the caster controls an aquatic type avatar. I've showed this one in a past video. You dare to tread. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said common with this one or not, so I'm just going to say this one's common and moving on quickly to this one so I don't make myself look dumb. This card's really cool, really neat ability. Pause if you want to read it. And moving on. Payback. Another interesting counter I've covered in the past video. Pause if you want to read, and we'll be moving on in 2 seconds. Broken Weapon, same thing, past video. Pause if you want to read. We'll be moving on. Same thing with Jettison to the Void. Okay. Swappa, same thing. Pause if you want to read. And moving on. Alright, this one is exclusive to the Aquatic Deck. Hidden Geyser. It's the same dude that was in the water bubble. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, he's not having a good day. It's getting gushed, you know, 100 feet into the air. Anyway, this costs 5. Ability reads, when cast, if the caster controls an aquatic type avatar, then this counter can block 1 attack from the opposing caster. And then this card is sent to the void, and then draw 1 card when that is done. Negative type 1, I've covered this in a past video. It basically just negates a counter or incantation of your choice once it is played. New Idol, covered in a past video. Pause if you want to read. And that is all. Thanks so much, guys. I'm sorry if this video was a bit of me stuttering around or fumbling around to try to get through this whole big massive starter deck, but I thank you all for watching. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second while okay, I got them all together. These are both my starter decks, Aquatic and Nature, available on the Game Crafter, as I've said in many other videos. I would really, really love it if you guys could please give this a thumbs up, a share, tell your friends about it. Pick up each of these starter decks at the Game Crafter. I thank you all for watching. If I'm going to take a break from doing these videos for a little while, and in the future, I'm going to, for my next project, start up packs for my collectible card game. So look forward to that in the near future. Thanks very much, guys, and have a fantastic day.